Hey, welcome to Richard Childress Racing. I'm Wade Anderson, Product Specialist Manager with Okuma America.
And I'm Rocky Helms, Director of Manufacturing for Richard Childress Racing.
So in our previous video, we talked a little bit about the history of Okuma and RCR and showed you one of the oldest machines that they've got in the facility. Now we're in front of one of the newest machines. Rocky, tell me a little bit about what we're in front of today.
So today we're in front of the MULTUS B250 ARMROID. This machine has an integrated robot for lights out manufacturing.
So you talk about a transition. I think it's really interesting when you walk into the floor, you see machines that are 20 years old, and you can really see the progression from a 3-axis vertical mill all the way up to a 5-axis mill turn. This is basically 2 lathes and a 5-axis machine plus a robot all incorporated into one piece of equipment.
Yeah, we got our first MULTUS a couple years ago, the MULTUS U4000, and we had very good success with that. First of all, we were able to do more complex parts in one operation, and once we got the contract for the next gen for the hub nut, we wanted to do more lights out manufacturing, so we made that progression. Okuma had this ARMROID, and that's what we got in here, and it's been doing everything we wanted.
So tell me a little bit about the parts that you're producing on this machine.
So we started out, we worked with Okuma and their applications engineers to help us refine the process, and we're producing the next gen hub nut. We have 2 options for this machine. We can either do just the lathe portion, and then we can go to our 6-axis Cosmo PM600 machine and do the milling, or we also have another option to do the entire part in one operation, lights out.
So what type of production volumes will you do for the lug nuts for, say, moving into the 2022 season?
So right now the teams currently have about 800 of them on order to get them through testing and development and pit practice for the rest of this season. Most of the teams are really jumping on board early, wanting the parts, not for competition, but to start practicing the single lug nut, where we have been doing 5 previously, and now we're going to 1. That's going to be a big adjustment for the teams. So that was what the first production was for. We are trying to get a lot through as far as throughput, a lot of parts out the door quickly, so we're utilizing 2 machines. Once the production backs down just a little bit, then we're going to utilize the MULTUS and do everything on here in one operation. When we are running both machines, we're right around 160 lug nuts every 3 to 4 days, and once we go to just doing it all on one machine, that's going to go to about 160 probably every 5 to 6. So it'll be about twice as long total, but it'll all be utilized on one machine, and we will be doing, like I said, lights out, the milling, the lathe part and the milling, and we're doing the transfer, the robot's doing the loading and unloading, but we're also utilizing the online gauging and the tool life management. So we figured out what our cycle time is, what our tool life is, and come in, measure the part, make adjustments, and we have redundant tooling that's set up. So after so many parts, we know that the inserts are wore, form bar inserts are wore, thread mill and stuff, and then we come in, we call it another set of tools. That way we can run lights out over the weekend.
Fantastic. Stay tuned for future videos.